Hey guys, and welcome to Pheas Software. Today I'm going to be unboxing this Phylax MK18. Hey guys, and welcome back. If you do enjoy this content today, please do consider liking, commenting and subscribing, because those interactions help me get seen by the YouTube algorithms. If you want to support the channel a little bit more, the Linktree link down below will take you to my socials, including my Discord. Make sure to stop by and say hello. And if you want to support the channel even more, the join button down below will take you to channel memberships, 99p a month, custom videos, giveaways, a little bit more interaction with me, direct interaction with me, totally optional, really appreciate it. So we'll get straight into this then. Many thanks to my good friend Louis then, who, Louis, I apologise, my good friend Tommy, who has let me borrow this to do an unboxing for you guys to see what it's like. So this is the Phylax Mark 18. Now, we didn't know what to expect, and it turned up and it's come in a Specna box. So I am assuming it is a Specna base. So there's a picture at the end. There's the model that it's based on, the SA-A03, and it's in the mixed dual tone. So we've got the many sort of aspects of the Specna in there and models on the bottom. So we'll get this over. This sticker looks different, so I'm guessing that this is the aftermarket sticker that's gone on there then by Phylax for Phylax. I assume that's how it's said. Apologise if it's different. If it is pronounced differently, please let me know in the comments. So closed foam in there then. What is that? Oh no, ew. Right, okay, so let's start with the easy bits. Silicone, lovely bag of silicone. High cap, mag in tan, feels a little bit cheap, not amazing. There is a black metal muzzle brake in there. There is, there's the muzzle brake. Now there is some weight to it. There is not a cleaning rod in there either. So I'll chuck those in. We'll get that out of the way. So now, what I will say is, initially, that is a lot of weight going on there. That is quite a chunky. You've got a good couple of kilograms in weight there, just over, probably over 2 kilograms in weight. It is quite chunky and feels really nice to get hold of. So starting at the front then, that is quite hideous, and they've even put a set screw in it or grub screw in it to hold it on. So we have got a muzzle brake then. Now I am aware that this is intended for the German market, I believe, so we'll see as we go along what's happening with it. So we have got this sort of, it's more of a grey Mark 18 front rail, which is absolutely rock solid. There is maybe a mil of barrel movement there, if that. It is very solid. There is no movement in that whatsoever. It feels really nice. Some of the edges, as we've seen sometimes, you know, with the machining of it and things, a little bit sharp. So if your bare hands are on it, you might catch yourself a little bit. So just something to be a little bit wary about, that gloves might be the best. I do like the quite aggressive, chunky look of the way that it's attached at the back here. So if you remove these 3 bolts here, these 3 bolts here, this rail will come off. Just checking there, it should come off. I don't think those screws go through anywhere else. Just holding the rails on the side. So that rail unit will come off, and then basically the back retainer is held down by the barrel nuts. If you remove that, it'll give you access to the inner barrel. So it is obviously plenty of space of rails for accessorizing. We have got a front flip up sight and a rear flip up sight that just nicely pick up. Let's see if I've got enough room. No, near enough. I just haven't quite got the focus down there. Can't quite get it underneath there, but they're quite all right for acquisitions of targets, and they just nicely flip up and down quite quickly. Obviously the top rail then extends all the way along the top of the body as well, so you have got plenty of space for whatever accessories you would like. Now I have just realized that is a sticker on the magwell with a QR code on it. I'm guessing to their website. So we've got operator, not operator. That's funny. So you've got a serial number. I don't know where a cage is, but okay. And obviously it's the Phylax Mark 18. We've got a fairly standard body. We've got obviously Phylax printed onto the body there. It actually looks like it's printed onto the top of the paintwork. That's obviously a sticker on the magwell. Coming this side then, we've got a repeat of the same details from the other side. We've got the Specna branding, and we've got Phylax printed again onto there, which hopefully you can see that now. It does feel absolutely rock solid. That is locked open, which means we have got a working bolt release. So if we pull the charging handle back, it does expose the hop unit and it's locked open, and all we do is we just touch the bolt release and it clicks forward. I do like that. It just makes life easier for accessing your hop unit. So there we have got a Specna style blue rotary hop unit in there. Again, I was hoping for something a little bit different and better maybe. I don't know. The pistol grip, fairly bog standard. Pistol grip, bog standard trigger. There is... we got your 6 right there in the trigger guard, and the Specna branding. There is a Phylax sticker down the magwell there, look. There is, it looks like a metal nozzle, I think. We'll check that out in the disassembly video. So we've got a standard AR type trigger. The pistol grip is nice. The corners are not sharp like we see on some of them. They're quite nice. You know, even with my finger on there, probably would rub it bare skin over time. Gloves will be better, but it is nice. It is comfortable. It's easy to grip. Sling plate's nice little touch in there as well. We've got the sling plate in there that we're not having to worry about QD points, which there are none of. It's solid enough. The stock, nylon stock, a little bit of a wobble in it. I believe it's a 5 position. Technically it's 6 because it's always in. Yeah, so 6 position stock. That's a little bit loose and wobbly. And what I've just realised is I'm a little bit disappointed in this. So it's one of these stocks where you remove the back plate and then this comes off awkwardly. Wow, that's annoying. There we go. That comes out, and then the wiring I can see in there is a Dean's type wiring. There it is, look. And there is our wiring, which should give us the gate Titan inside. So I believe it has got a Titan V2 basic in there, and it's locked to semi-auto because of the intended market. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the shooting range chrono test and everything. Come back and see how we're getting on, and then we'll do the batteries, we'll do the gloved usage, gloved operation, and some final thoughts. See you in a second. So max 395, minimum 389, average 392. You're looking like 6 FPS variants, which is not bad actually. Okay, so I'm back. So you probably noticed a distinct lack of the rate of fire videos, and that is because the Titan is region locked, so that it can only be safe semi-semi. There is no change in that whatsoever. So I had a quick play, I tried updating software, I tried a factory reset, and it did not change the region lock. So what I'm going to do is I'm working with Tommy, who owns this, and we're going to contact Gate and see what we can do about the region lock. And once we've got some sort of resolution or news on that, I will pin a comment down below for people to be able to see what's actually happening with that, so they know what's going off with it. So in terms of range then, we'll do the chrono first. So it's doing about 400 FPS, 395 FPS out of the box, and the website, or the internet generally lists it as 400 to 405 FPS. So we're pretty close there. Obviously for UK we do need to put a downgrade spring in it to bring it to the UK limits, which is going to be a quick job, which we'll look at the disassembly because it is a quick change spring in the back. Obviously I can't do rate of fire because it's locked to single shot. The chrono, nice and steady, about 5 FPS variance. I would probably expect a little bit of settling down once it's sort of bedded in a little bit more from a few hundred shots. The range though, absolutely excellent range. You know, I was sort of losing sight of it like into the tree line, which is approximately 55 meters away. So it is easily doing 55 plus meters with absolutely no ease whatsoever. I wouldn't expect that to particularly drop either. When we reduce the FPS to UK limits, I would expect that to stay very, very similar. And that was on 0.25 gram BBs that were doing that. So the range, absolutely fantastic. Shame about the full auto at the minute, but it is what it is. So, you know, it shot very nice. It felt nice. It sounded smooth. I always find that the microphone on my phone, I basically use my phone to record these videos. I find that it never does justice to the noise of the shooting, and actually it was really nice. It sounds really, really smooth when it's turning over, and you know, after the 10 shots and shooting it for the range, I've sort of put probably about 100 to 200 rounds through it, and it was really, really nice and smooth. I did use this high cap in it initially, so that is the one that was included with it. I've also put a Battle Axe mid cap in it, flash mag one type. It was really snug in there, but it did go in. It didn't have to be slapped in, just a good firm press and that went in. And I also used a generic, I think it's a SEMA mag as well in there, and that again fit and fed perfect. So there's options out there for additional brands of mags. So I was fairly happy with it, how it shot. A little bit disappointed. You know, I think the sticker is a little bit, but okay. I'll be more interested when I get to do the disassembly, which will follow this video next week. So let's have a look at batteries first then. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that out like that. I'm going to feed the stock on, and we're going to have a look at doing this. The batteries. So I've got the stock out, or stock on. I've got a selection of batteries to have a look at. So we'll start with the ones that I do the usual rate of fire test on. So I've got the Nuprol 7.4 2200 milliamp LiPo. This is the one that I always use for my rate of fire test. So I'm just going to drop that in there. Now that's easily going to fit, and the wiring has got plenty of place to go. The issue I'm going to have is that I just find that is so, like, you have got, with these sort of ridges inside, you've got so many places that you can just nip and crimp wires. That's really going to cause you some hassle. So although it's going to fit and there's plenty of room for it, you're going to have to be really quite delicate about changing it. At 2200 milliamp, even me, I'm trigger happy. That's going to last me all day long. The 11.1 then that I use, which is the Nuprol 11.1 2600 battery. Let's have a look. If I drop that out a little bit and drop that down, get that out of the way, just seeing if I can basically navigate all three of these sticks. In theory, if I tell you what, let's take that out. Basically, the sticks won't go in as it is in the middle, but I'm pretty sure I can get all three sticks in, one down each side there and one down into the tube. The issue I am going to have is where do I then put the wire in and accommodate it. In theory, I can get that in there. I've got another 3-1, a little bit shorter but chunkier, and that's a 2600 11.1. That I would assume, again, that will fit. Probably a little bit less hassle with the wiring. Now what I have got is a little short chunky 11.1 1100. So you're going to need a couple of these, but you can get that down into there quite nicely all the way down. That can feed round into there. The wiring can go down the stock tube. You have got more than adequate space then to put in the retainer. Where has it gone? There we go. Put this back in and still have your wiring largely alright and protected. Then I've got the stick types. I've got two 1200 stick types and 11.1 and a 7.4, they're just not even going to fit. So you need to be looking for something sort of that style if you're running 7.4, or if you really want the 11.1s for ease of your life and you know, keeping things nice and easy, something like that is probably going to be your best option, because it's going to sit nicely in there, plenty of space then for your wiring and the retainer thing. It's just awful design, but okay. So that's probably what you need to be looking at, but you're probably going to need 2 of those. So next thing I'm going to do then, I once again cannot find my gloves. So instead, what I have got here is, I've got some, I don't even know why I'm taping it up, some cheap gloves that I'm using for an event that's coming up. Will have been and gone by the time this goes live. Look, they're already falling apart. That's how cheap and naff they are. I've not even worn them yet. Brilliant. So, got my gloves on then. In terms of holding it, obviously the design of this is the standard, you know, tried and tested design. You know, gloves will have been thought about in the real terms. So in terms of flipping the sights up, absolutely easy to do. In terms of getting the mag in and out, absolutely easy. Can I reload the mag? Click that shut. With these gloves, I definitely can. I've got enough tactile feel through the fabric there to catch and click it open, winding it up, and fill it up, and then winding it is nice and easy. The selector, again, nice and easy to do, not a problem at all. Adjusting the stock, nice and easy to do. Changing the battery, I don't think is. I can definitely get these out, but it's just that fiddling messing with this stock. Doing a tactical battery change is just not going to happen, basically. So keep that in mind, that you know, you probably want to switch your battery at lunchtime, for example, or between games, so that you're not having to try and do it with gloves. So I'm fairly happy. The majority of it is, oh, did forget, I forgot the hot unit. The majority of it is very easily doable. So I can pull the charging handle open. Now I can adjust the hot, but as we usually find, because the fabric in the way, I know I'm adjusting it, I just don't have that tactile feel of how much, but there is nothing stopping me, ooh, nearly, adjusting it. So last thing, just to comment on the magazine, it is a high cap mag. Now I've recently been out and about and seen a few things, and I've seen people speed loading these parts full and pouring in there. Now with a high cap, please don't fill that up. That bit there, you don't need to, and in actual fact you might cause damage if you're forcing the BBs down. With these, you keep your mag largely upright, you know, don't upside down it, you know, whatever, just keep it upright. Pour your BBs into the hatch until it's full, close the hatch, and then you use the winding wheel on the bottom, and you just wind and wind and wind, and what you'll find is that the winding mechanism pulls the BBs and pushes them up to the top of the feed tube there. You'll see them appear. Just keep winding it. It'll take 30-40 seconds of winding initially to fully tension the spring in there, but you'll get a sudden click noise that indicates the spring is fully wound, at which point it's fully wound. When you are gaming then, when you're playing, you know, let some rounds off, wind it back up, because nobody wants to jump out of the bushes and start shooting, and then there's nothing coming out, because basically you've got dead man's clip because you've not kept that wound. So please don't fill it up via that route. Click it open, fill up via there, and wind. When you're winding, keep it upright like that, especially initially, because if you do that, all the BBs come away from the mechanism, out of the way, so you're winding and it's never actually really catching the BBs. So keep them upright to wind on a high cap mag. So coming to the end then, and we'll leave the usual photos at the end in a second. I feel like the performance in terms of range is really good. I think the relative stability of the FPS is all right. I just think it's just not overly impressive, you know, considering some of the other options that you can get for less money. I just think it's a bit meh. I think the sticker's a bit disappointing. I think some of the externals, I think the stock, I was hoping for a little bit more. The mag is just a bit meh. It's just all right, I guess. I think there are better options out there. I think the KWAs, generally speaking, are probably better. You know, it's a bit disappointing. So Please come back next week when we do the disassembly to see what's actually going off inside, to see if it's any better than what I found externally. Please do remember to like, comment and subscribe because that helps me grow, and I will see you next time. Bye.